Hello, sports fans. I want to welcome everyone to another edition of Sportsmemo's Football Forecast. I'm your host, world champion handicapper, Las Vegas's biggest daily sports bettor, Joe D'Amico. Now, guys, you're going to receive a ton, and I mean a ton, of free winners from some of Sportsmemo's documented winning cappers. Providing today's winners are the Southern Assassin, Rocky Atkinson, Mr. Cabang, Ronald Cabang, and myself, Joey D. During the show, my friends, you're going to see a discount. Scroll across the bottom of that screen. Guys, take advantage of that discount. This week, we're doing something that's just amazing. We have a magic code this week. It's BOWL50 to get an additional $50 off the already low price of $149 for all bowl games from any capper on the show, and even the first league of Las Vegas, Ms. Dion D'Amico, who's been on the college football leaderboards since week 1 this season. Guys, this can be used multiple times, so you can grab one of us or all of us. For only $99, you'll receive every winning bowl release from Rocky, Ronald, Joey D, or Dion D'Amico. Go to Sports Memo right now. Use that code. Let's go bowling together, and let's have a great bowl season. And, guys, if you like what you hear, like and follow the Sports Memo YouTube channel and our Twitter page. Let's just say hello to our wonderful, handsome panel today. Rocky, Ronald, guys, welcome. How's everybody doing?
Doing good, Joe. Thank you for
having us. Yeah, I'm doing great, man. Yeah, for
Wonderful.
sure. Thanks
Glad
for
to have you both here. I know our viewers out there, they want to know about our free winners. We're going to go right into free winners. Let's start with the Southern Assassin himself, the handsome, the dapper, Rocky Atkinson. Rocky, tell us about your first free winner, please.
Okay, looking into NFL here on Sunday. New Orleans to New York to take on the Jets on Sunday afternoon. New Orleans is 5-7 straight up overall this year. The Jets come in with a 3-9 straight up overall record on the season. Still not sure who's starting here at quarterback for the Saints, but Taysom Hill is taking a lot of snaps in practice right now. He had a good game rushing last week with a career high of 101 yards rushing, but he threw 4 interceptions. Running back Alvin Kamara should be back in action for this one, which will help the Saints offense out big time. The good news for New Orleans is this Jets defense is absolutely terrible. The Jets are allowing 133.5 yards per game rushing, 263.4 yards per game passing, 396.9 total yards per game. This Jets defense ranks last in the NFL in scoring defense, last in the NFL in total defense and passing defense. They are ranked 30th in the league in rushing defense. So a very poor defense here. Some trends to consider for this one. New Orleans is 36-16 against the spread their last 52 road games. New Orleans is 17-8 against the spread last 25 games as a road favorite. And the Jets are 8-20 against the spread last 28 games against a team with a losing record. I'm going to play New Orleans minus the points here on Sunday.
There you go. Mr. Rocky Atkinson telling everybody to take the Saints, and I couldn't agree with you more, Rocky. Rocky, you know, you're doing some great work over at Sports Memo. Can you tell everyone what else might be going on this weekend on the premium side for you, please?
Yeah, I've got a top NFL play loaded now for the late afternoon games. I'm documented 68% this year in the NFL. Looking forward to hopefully another winner this weekend, coming off a 2-0 sweep this past week in the NFL.
There you go. Mr. Rocky Atkinson, the Southern Assassin. Guys, he's a perennial on the leaderboards. Use that bowl discount. Go get Rocky's bowl package. Also, if you want to get a longer-term package, guys, Sports Memo is offering some great discounts right now. We know how hard December can be on many of you. We want to make you money while we save you money. Guys, we're going to go from one perennial on the leaderboards to another. He's one of my favorite people in the world. I haven't had him on the show in a few weeks because of scheduling issues. I'm so excited to have him back. Mr. Cabang, Ronald Cabang. Ronald, can you tell everybody about your first free NFL winner, please?
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me back, man. I missed the show. But I'm going to be looking at the side of this Giants and Chargers game. The Chargers are 1-5 against the spread as favorites of 2.5 or more points. They're 1-4 against the spread against teams coming off a loss. So you can kind of see that they tend to play down to their opponent's level at times. And this is probably one of those situations where they do that again. The Giants, on the other hand, they're 4-1 against the spread following a game where they didn't cover the number. And also another trend, a league-wide trend this season that backs the Giants as well is dogs who didn't cover their previous game against teams who did cover their previous game. It's 33-17 against the spread this season, and that's 66%. for those dogs. And I think books are just over adjusting based on recent games, and that's what we're seeing here today. We're getting a pretty good number here at +10, so I'll be taking the Giants.
There you go. Guys, he's a perennial on the leaderboard, and Ronald Cabang is saying take the Giants plus the points, and it's a great number for you. He is always on the leaderboard in multiple sports. I see his name literally on every Sports Memo leaderboard. I want him to tell you what he's got going on this weekend on the premium side. Ronald, please.
Yeah, and obviously I do a lot of basketball, the NBA, college basketball. I'm up there in the leaderboards again this season. So I'll have those, and I usually have 2 or 3 NFL plays on Sunday. So that's probably what I'm going to be having again this weekend.
There you go. Guys, take advantage of this bold discount for Ronald. I've seen his numbers. You see his numbers. Or even get a short-term package, a week, a month, whatever, because I know Ronald will make a believer out of you, and you'll come back for more. Guys, I've got a winner. Just to let you guys know, the last week, 3-1 on the shows. Over the last, I believe, 4 weeks, 13-3 with my free plays. I've got another free winner for you. I'm very excited about. You're going to get so excited, you won't need a Viagra. I promise you that. My friends, it's a short show this week, so I'm going to keep my analysis short as well. This is the time of year when cream rises to the top in the NFL. I went against Buffalo last week right here and got everyone paid as New England beat them outright. This week, I'm hearing something out there on the annals of all the sports betting websites, and I hear the Bills are a very good road team. Come on. They beat the Dolphins and a disappointing Chiefs team. They lost to the Titans, lost to the Jaguars, then beat 2 last-place doormats in the Jets and the Saints. Once again, come on. Now they've got to travel to Tampa to take on a Bucs team that's won and covered 3 straight. My friends, Tom Brady will dissect and decimate the overworked and overrated Buffalo defense here. On the flip side, Josh Allen is in for a very long day. He's lining up against a Tampa Bay D that is back at full strength, and they're ranked 2nd against the rush. Without a successful ground game to crutch on, Allen, he's going to be a sitting duck here, folks. The Buccaneers are 4-0 ATS the last 4 at home, 12-3-2 the last 17 in the month of December, 5-2 the last 7 versus teams with a winning record. Take Tampa, guys. You're going to take your bookmakers' money. Now, guys, I'm going to toot my own horn. I mentioned 3-1 last week on the show. The last 4 weeks, 13-3, my free plays. If my free plays are not successful, what can my premium plays do for you? One more thing, guys. My big game releases this NFL and college football season. 45-12. That's documented. My football 10-unit and 5-unit plays, 8-1 the last 3 weeks, and overall on the season, 20-5. Wowee! My friends, this weekend I'm going to have more 5 and 10-unit and big game releases over at Sportsmemo. Follow me. Guys, over the last few years, I started bowl season 11-0, 14-2. Guys, I crush it in the bowl season, especially in those first few weeks where I take advantage of some wrong lines. Use that discount, Bowl 50. Guys, don't go anywhere. We've got something that's very, very exciting that I'm very excited about. I'm going to throw this paper like that because I don't care, and I'm very excited about this. This is the point in the show, my friends. Let me bring the guys on because I want to share them. Guys, this is the point in the show where I tell you about some major line movements by some wise guys here in Las Vegas from my good friends over at my favorite book, the Superbook at the Westgate. They tell me that which lines, which games the wise guys have moved on. And I've got some interesting information for you. We've got 3 college bowl games that the wise guys have moved on already and 2 pro games for this weekend. Let me tell you, South Carolina went from 9 down to 7.5. Tennessee went from 3 up to 5. Michigan State from 4.5 down to 2. 3 major wise guy line movements here in Southern Nevada that the wise guys, the sharps, the smart money is on already in the bowl games. Now, guys, don't go nowhere. There's 2 NFL games they wanted me to tell you about. The San Francisco 49ers went from +1.5 to -1.5, a 3-point swing. And the Browns, get this, +1.5 to -2.5, a 4-point swing. So those are the sharp money moves as of right now, and we tape on Thursdays. That's happening this weekend and over the next week or so, in the next few weeks in the bowl games that my friends over at the Superbook at the Westgate wanted me to make you aware of. Guys, don't go anywhere. We have another round of free winners plus. Each one of us is going to chime in on the Army-Navy matchup, guys. I love it. You love it. We're going to go right back into him. He's a perennial on the leaderboards. He is an assassin. The Mr. Rocky Atkinson, the Southern Assassin. Rocky, can you tell everybody about your second free game winner, please?
Yes, sir, Joe. We have the Dallas Cowboys traveling to Washington to take on the football team on Sunday afternoon. Dallas comes in with an 8-4 straight up overall record this year. Washington 6-6 straight up overall this season. This Washington defense is ranked third in the NFL against the rush. So Dallas is going to have to try to win through the air. And Dak Prescott hasn't been that good lately. He had a 79 quarterback rating and a 57.9 quarterback rating in 2 of his last 3 games. Washington has now won 4 games in a row heading into this huge rivalry game this weekend. I do believe they will be very focused and prepared here. Something I came across is since 2000, Washington has made the playoffs 5 times. In each of those seasons, they entered December with a losing record, but then they went a combined 21-4 the rest of the way. Washington is playing well right now. They could win this game outright. A few trends to consider here. Washington 6-0 against the spread of the last 3 years after 2 or more consecutive wins, including 2-0 straight up and against the spread this year. Washington's 4-0 against the spread of the last 4 games as an underdog. Washington is 8-2 against the spread of the last 10 games after a straight up win. And the underdog is 29-13 against the spread the last 42 meetings in this series. I'm going to play Washington plus the points here on Sunday.
There you go. Well, guys, he sold me. I know he sold you. Rocky Atkinson telling you to take the Washington football team plus the 4. Rocky, you sold me. I love this game when you sent it over to me when we were doing the pre-show warm-up. Guys, follow Rocky. He's one of the best. We're going from one perennial leaderboard to another. He's got a free play, another free play. Mr. Ronald Cabang. Ronald, tell us about your second free play, please.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at the Seahawks and the Texans this week. I'll be looking at the total in this one. The Seahawks are 9-2-1 to the under this season overall, including 5-0-1 on the road. The Texans are 8-4 to the under, including 2 straight unders at home. The Texans, they basically have the worst offense in the league, and the Seahawks, I mean, even with Russ, they're actually not too far behind. Defensively, the Texans allow 26.9 points per game. And on the Seahawks side, even though they allow over 400 yards of offense per game, they are just allowing 20.8 points per game, which is actually 6th best in the league. I do think the Seahawks can shut down this Texans team, similar to how they shut down the 49ers offense in the second half last week. I know they just, announced Abrams out, but I think they did a really great job adjusting. And I think that would transition over to this game. They probably just do enough to get the W here because they're going to be looking ahead to a key divisional matchup against the Rams. This game did open up at 43.5 and has moved down to 41. And I agree with this move. And I'll be taking the under here.
There you go. Mr. Ronald Cabang says take the under in that game. Guys, I want you to know Ronald is very humble, but I'm not. So I want to tell you how good he is. He knows the Seattle Seahawks team better than anybody I've ever met. He knows this team. He's dialed in up there. He knows this team. You want to know what? I went against Seattle a week ago, and it was the first time I either went on or against the Seattle team this season because I won all the rest of the times I went with them or against them because I checked with Ronald first. Did not check with him. I did what we call in the business. I pooped the bed in that game because I didn't check with him. He knows this team. Follow him. He's made a believer out of me, guys. I've got a big winner for everybody. And then don't go anywhere afterwards because we're going to do a rundown of all the games that everybody's given out, and we're going to do a roundtable on the Army-Navy game. Here's my free winner, guys. I love it. We're going to go to Monday Night Football. A few years back, guys, I win so much on Monday nights that a few years back, somebody on social media took a picture of me. They put a crown on my head sideways and said, he's the king of Monday Night Football. Guys, I could tell you this. I remember the losers on Monday Night Football more than I remember the winners because they're fewer and far between. I want to talk about Monday Night Football. My friends, this is an ideal opportunity for the division-leading Cardinals to further distance themselves from the rest of the NFC West. Kyler Murray, he's back. He shook off the cobwebs last week's win and cover in Soldier Field. What impressed me most, folks, in the quarterback's first game back? 0 mistakes. He's looking sharp. Trust me. Don't look at, he did, I think he only had like 120 or 30 or 40 yards passing. Don't look at that. He had a couple of TDs. 0 mistakes. The general is back on the field. I love that. With all respect, my friends, head coach Sean McVay, He's no genius, guys. And even if Albert Einstein joined the coaching staff, it still wouldn't be enough for the team to figure out how to compete in this matchup. LA is on a 1-3 run straight up, 1-5 run against the spread. Sure, they can pass the ball, but, and I want you to know, I like a very big but zona counters with one of the NFL's best pass defenses, and overall, fourth in the league in points scored. They allow just 18.7 a game. Mistakes, turnovers, penalties, and a weak pass rush will prove to be fatal for the Rams here. They're 2-5 ATS the last 7 on the road. Guess what? Zona 4-0 ATS the last 4 versus NFC West opponents. I like the Cards a lot here. It's 2.5. If this went to 3, I still like them a lot. I think they win by a touchdown or more. Take the Cards. Take your bookmakers' money, my friends. Guys, I want to do a roundtable before we do a rundown on the games. Let's do a roundtable real quick. It's one of the biggest traditions in all the sports, let alone college football. Army, Navy this week. You know, we only had one college football game to talk about this week. I told the guys if they want to talk about it, they can. We're going to do a quick roundtable. We're going to start with Mr. Rocky Atkinson. Rocky, your thoughts on Army, Navy, please.
Well, you got Army coming in 8-3 this year. Navy's 3-8 overall in the season. Army's got the second best rushing attack in the nation. Navy's got the 7th best rushing offense in the nation. This will be a game of ground and pound, like it always is, and which should chew up a good bit of the clock. Last year's final score, Army winning 15-0. So I'm looking for something similar on Saturday. The under is 17-4 the last 21 meetings in this series, including 15 in a row. The total is a little bit low there, but I'm still going to recommend a small play on under in this one. And I don't play a lot of teasers, but I think Army's the way better team here, so it might be a smart move to do a teaser on Army and under here.
Yeah, Rocky says teaser on Army and under. Rocky, I got to tell you, I agree with a lot of what you said, but I always do because great minds think alike. Speaking of great minds, Ronald, can you tell us about your thoughts on the Army-Navy matchup, please?
Yeah, Rocky hit it in the head. I mean, the number here is really low, 34.5. But in the books are like begging teams or people to get the over. But I just like him, I don't do teasers much, but this looks like a prime teaser spot here with Army and the under. If you can get that number up to like 40.5 and a money line on Army, I mean that's spot on.
There you go, Ronald Cabang. Guys, I'll tell you what, man. You know, I can't disagree with anything you guys said. I want to ask everybody a question out there, all our viewers. What do you get when you match up 2 of the best rushing attacks in the nation that neither team throws the ball? Answer, 15 straight unders. Wow. But the lowest total, guys, I looked back over the last 10 years. This is the lowest total they've put out on this matchup. And I will tell you, as we mentioned, 15 straight. Rocky just mentioned 17-4 under the last 21 meetings. This is the lowest total they put out. The odds makers, I think they made a preemptive strike here, guys. I'm a little leery of the total. I'm not going to lie to you. I do see it's going to be a ground and pound, as Rocky said, as Rocky mentioned, and as Ronald said, guys. We got to give you guys different names, Rocky and Ronald. I'm getting mixed up the whole show. But guys, I've got to tell you, you know, I did see one thing here, and this is going to go along the lines of what Rocky and Ronald mentioned. Army has faced and beaten better teams this season. They score 15 points per game more and allow 7 points per game less. I have a lean on the Black Knights and the under 2, but I do like the Black Knights here. They're laying 7. There are some 7.5s around. I didn't take a handicappers lean and put a 7 up. There's 7s, there's 7.5s, and there's about equally amount. So I put it up there so we could have a little more controversy and maybe make it tougher on the guys. But I agree with them. Teaser, Army, and under. But if you're going to play this game, if you find the 7, I like Army here. Guys, I want to do a rundown on everything in a second. I know everybody's games. I just want to make a couple of announcements. Sports fans, we would love it if you followed the Sportsmemo YouTube channel. It's 100% free. It takes 2 seconds. Follow our Twitter page as well. There's a lot of free content we put up on both of those medias, guys. Rocky, Ronald, myself, even personally, we put up a lot of free stuff. We tag Sportsmemo in that. But Sportsmemo is the best one-stop shop for your sports betting needs on the planet. Guys, let us know what you like. Also, let us know what you don't. We want to keep coming back at you. We want to keep making you happy. We want you to keep coming back. Most of all, we want you to keep winning. One more thing, guys. The magic code this week. I can't believe we're doing this. Bowl 50 to get an additional $50 off an already low price of $149 for all bowl games from any capper on the show or the First Lady of Las Vegas. I love her. I'm married to her, and she's beating me. And I don't like it, Rocky. You know my wife well, Ron. You know my wife. I'm not happy that I'm not the number one guy in college football in the D'Amico house. It pisses me off, actually. I asked her last week again, who do you got in college football? You know what she told me? Buy it off the Sportsmemo website like everybody else. I want to kill her. So you know what I did? I waited for her to fall asleep, and I just hit her with a pillow. No, just kidding, guys. No, so guys, this can be used multiple times. So grab one or all of us for only $99. You'll receive every winning bowl reach from Rocky, Ronald, Joe D, or the First Lady of Las Vegas, Deanna D'Amico. Go to Sportsmemo right now. Use that code, and let's go bowling together for less than the price of a few plays. Let me do a rundown real quick. My dear friend, Rocky Atkinson, he said this weekend, take the New Orleans Saints -5.5, the Washington football team +4. My other good friend, I love him, and he's got to come back on the show. We got to work out the scheduling issue, Ron, because I love having you on the show. He said to take the Giants +10 and under 41 the Seahawks, Texans. You're a handsome host, and I am a handsome, guys. Let's face it. Your handsome host, Joe D, said the Buccaneers -3 and the Cardinals -2.5 on the Navy-Army matchup. Rocky said tease, Army and under. Ronald said tease, Army and under. I like Army and under on the tease, but I'm putting a lean on Army -7. There are 7s and 7.5s around, guys. I want to thank everyone. I want to thank Sportsmemo, your one-stop shop for all your sports betting needs. Our wonderful panel of experts. Most of all, I want to thank all of you out there, our viewers, who have made this the most exciting and most successful new sports betting show on the planet. Guys, our viewership every week has climbed, and we're hitting great proportions, and we're going to keep coming at you, keep giving you more winners. So, once again, on behalf of Sportsmemo, Rocky Atkinson, Ronald Cabang, I'm Joe D'Amico. Good luck, everyone. Have a winning day.